Another pleasant good morning from Three Finger Jack Maroon Heritage Site. Of course, this is the humble home of the Maroon Paramount Chief. We are going to look in the rock gardens at the moment. Here you're actually in the beautiful flower garden of Three Finger Jack, the legendary Three Finger Jack. You know, there are about 40 plays in England written about this great Maroon resistant fighter. Right? We specialize in the garden in special rocks, different energies, see? Different power stones. This is a brown jasper. Brown jasper. It helps you when you can't sleep at night to relax. The main thing it does for you is grounding. You know, sometimes you feel like everything is just airy and scary and everything is just in the skies and you can't feel like you're at home and you can't sleep at night. Brown jasper. There's green jasper here that helps with circulation and so on. It has the color of the blood. This is the true color of the blood. When it's red, it's exposed to oxygen, of course. So this is a very rough assortment here. Very, very powerful precious stones that could change your environment. See? Beautiful cactus here. Very special type cactus. These are all great stones. I'm going to take you now. To the great sign, this great sign that makes a big difference in Jamaica. This is a sign that making headlines everywhere. People are having it on their phones. And most persons are not quite sure exactly what they're carrying. But the fact it says the Maroon, it stimulates them to think it relates to their heritage. Maroon state law. Inside of it, in the blue, it says armed. It means that persons and the property here could possibly be carrying arms. But their license or authority is already officiated by United Nations. Let's look at the R2P. See, we're talking right here. So this would be United Nations R2P. You could Google that. R2P means responsibility to protect. Protect what? Protect your small sovereign states. There are approximately 130 different signatories to this convention. Below it says 3FJ, Sovereign Heritage Foundation. And this covers a whole bunch of land all the way from St. Thomas to the back of the University, Auguststone, going over in the mountain. That geographical location is called Jankro Mountain. So it's the other half of the Blue Mountain. So the expression is Blue and Jankro Mountain, of course. Yeah. We're about to go down to the monument, but of course, every morning, Nana Dell will help along to clean the gardens, of course. And we have beautiful arrangement here of flowers, of course. Only a few days ago, you see the stones here, that a church that was set up by the American government was sent in, a woman from the church, and she broke down the monuments here, so we are in the process of replacing them. But just remember that we have. And see, the funny thing is that there's no one from St. Thomas would have done this unless the U.S. have paid somebody. So the site is under attack. That's exactly what you're looking at. That's why these stones are broken down. They were up making a beautiful monument right here. So that was the invasion of the World Bank agent trying to stop Jamaicans from showing appreciation for their monument, for their history, for their heritage. See? Well, most persons call this one Big Bird. Big Bird. Pretty nice lavender. Unlike most maroon sites, they're way up in the mountains and the bushes, which is pretty nice to be in the rainforest. But right here we need to have serious land claim. So right now we're right on the side of the road, but we're still in a maroon vicinity. The roadway behind me here, people call it St. Thomas Highway. Oh, this one is a huge one. See? Very ground stone. This was a ground stone. So this was sitting there before. Then we put this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect amount of numbers. You know, there are only 9 numbers in the world. Then the next one is a 0, and they had a 0. Okay, beautiful. Look at these monuments. This speaks spirituality. See? When more than 6 of these stones are in line, most of these 6 stones in line, right, so over in the back there you could see where the paramount chief lives, in the middle of this huge flowers garden, rock garden of course. Wow, look at this. You know, it's a busy morning and most cars are going into Kingston. These people are going to work. They're driving on what is called Windward Road, because there are 2 types of maroons in Jamaica. You have the Windward Maroon and the Leeward Maroon. So when most hurricane come in Jamaica, it comes from the Windward side. Windward Passage, that's where the wind comes through. Right, I'm gonna take you down now to our adorable 3-Finger Jack monument. It was vandalized by the government recently because they're trying to cut a highway, as you can see up there. Right here. Lijimo Kojo, Lijimo 3-Finger Jack, and Great Queen Nanny of the Maroons. This is their area. So this is the monument of 3-Finger Jack. You know, he may be recorded because he was a very defiant military maroon, but his time was very special because those are the days when pirates used to invade the country. 3-Finger Jack has become well-known warrior because when the ships come up to the seaside, when they come off the ship to invade the island, 3-Finger Jack would attack the ships. Most of the vessels can have a very small amount of defense, about 20 men or so, 30 men. But he would go along there on board and fight them, take them on. And he would take away all the gold and throw it over in the huge containers, the gold trinket box, huge boxes, the treasure box, and throw them overboard. And then no one would find them. He would swim and pull them back later on into an entrance of a cave. And that cave comes all the way up inland, all the way up here. So it's serious legend that 3-Finger Jack may have had most of his wealth around here. There are families, there are about 4 families who have had experience of finding gold from 3-Finger Jack from the 18th century. So it's not so far-fetched. I'm going to take you across the street. Now you'll watch these cars. But I'm going to take you across the street. In fact, we don't have to even cross the street. As you look over there, you can see the ocean. Now, the land was technically designed for three-finger jack, because across the street, the beach, so we can make it across. Wow. Yes, sir. Real quick. Wow. Look at this breathtaking vision. Now, this is Three-Finger Jack's Bay right here. And you can see the geography of the land. It shapes like a spoon coming from one, you know when they say cockpit? Look at this around and you can see. That's cockpit. The formation of the land. See? But this beautiful site right here looks like a spoon right in the ocean. So that is where the boats used to come in. And if we would walk you down there, that's about 600 feet or so down to the ocean, you could still see the caves there that Three-Finger Jack would pull most of his jewelry that he would take from the loot he would take from the ship. And so when the guys get back on board with the stuff that they would steal from Jamaica, they would finally realize that the only thing they have is the stuff they steal. Three-Finger Jack would have gone with all the stuff that they have stole from maybe 10 different countries, 10 different islands. Okay, folks, in the back of the mountain ridge that come down here, if you could follow the back of the mountain ridge, you'll realize way in the back you're looking at Kingston. That is downtown Kingston. So when you got the fireworks downtown, it's the most interesting place to stay to get the impact in the backdrop. Then over here, if you can see little white stuff in the back, that is Port Royal. See? That is Port Royal. So that's a very good bird's eye view of the Three-Finger Jack Bay. And so it's a part of the Three-Finger Jack Heritage Foundation land, and we're talking about over 1,000 acres. Now this is what the site looks like as cars approach on the St. Thomas Highway. So be sure not to miss it. It's on your left-hand side going into St. Thomas. So the ray of the sun. Sun, give thanks to Ra, the sun god, the father of the ray of the sun. Wow. So we are across the street from the 3FJ monument. And basically that's the Paramount Chief's OG Rastology Francis artwork, of course. And pretty nice blue across the street there. With specks of yellow. Aquarian age color scheme. Beautiful. Beautiful. You know, people come here like every day. It's like going to Dunn's River. They come with their camera to take a picture of what the environment looks like of the Three-Finger Jack Park. So I'm going to cross back over the street. Now we're having huge development taking place around here. See? All the way up there. That's a hotel, really. But they're not saying it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was a very good bird's eye view of Three-Finger Jack Maroon Heritage Site. I can't say you've never been here. It's a very spiritual place, of course. A lot of persons will come through to have some sort of spiritual consultation. That happens on a daily basis. We also focus on a very decent arrangement of endocrine balancing formulas in the form of wine. One of our top products is called the West African Cola wine, of course, right? And we're back at the great sign. It's the only sign in the entire Jamaica in 40 years of the United Nations mandate that declares that they do understand that United Nations is saying the Maroons is the owner of the land from St. Thomas in the east to Negril Point. That comes under the ILO 169. Yes, friends, let's walk back into let's look at this monument real close. This stone monument here. Right. It's another one here. I'm gonna make a friendly look at what's happening down here. Look at the shape of this stone, would you believe it? Wow, see? These are unbelievable. You know, a Chinese man came over one day and he got real close to one of the monuments, and I walked up behind him and I heard he was saying, no glue, no screw. No glue, no screw. See how tame our lizards are? Because we never seems to frighten the nature around us, so we live in harmony. Not much places you can go and you see them. Lizards are so friendly. Oh my, all the way up. Ooh. All the way up. See? Now, to have the kind of meditation, to pack these stones, is not easy. Your soul must be in tune with the Aquarian age. Well, I have been doing that research for a number of years. Beautiful stone packing right here, and a nice walkway that gives a very strong spiritual message. You notice the two trees are not evenly at the front. One is at the foremost front, and the other one is at the back, the two trees. So it makes a nice triangle. That's talking about 21st century art, Aquarian age art, balancing art. Look at this walkway. See? Look at this walkway. Now, of course, we have some very interesting plants here, herbal plants. And this is aloe vera growing wild, of course. Yeah. Now, look at the stone. Looks like a very simple stone. The first thing it reminds you is cobblestone, the mixtures of different energy. This is a lot of iron, right? And it locks in ordinary white stones, simple stones, but it's tied together and it creates a bonding of energy that would be surprising if you would spend time to do the research in them. This is another nice monument right here. Yeah, that's 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, this is a ground stone down here, a very huge ground stone. And we saw this stone here. We couldn't have moved this one. But on top of it, we put this huge one there. And then a second one. See? Now this is a very interesting stone. See the color? Let's put a little bit of saliva on it. It's getting darker by the second. Now that stone could pull a lot of energy, sickness from your body. And white is especially good because these lines that are going through it, they are called turpentines. You notice they're not straight like that, but they wrap like a snake. So that's where the word turpentine comes from. Serpentine. But the serpentine marks the energy. See? That line is the energy moving through the stones. Serpentine energies are lines of energies moving through the stones. Look at the way this one sits. It's almost unbelievable. Now it looks like a bird. See? It's so mystic how these stones could find relation among each other. Most persons says they have never seen swinging stones. Swinging stones help the mind because there's no way a stone sits in empty sky and empty here. And the chord is almost unseen. So it helps the imagination to believe that you can achieve what your mind conceives. Swinging stones. Right. Not a huge one over here. These are swinging stones with balance, see? Wow. Ooh. Ooh. See? Those stones are not falling off. They would never. See? Wow, that's another beautiful piece right here. See, the beauty about these stones, why I think first when I saw them that they had energy that could propel anything artistically, is because of the holes inside. Look at this. Once I saw this, and I looked at the direct line to the point, look at this, all the way down to the point, see? All the way up is a straight line. I said, well, this is a very interesting piece for my kind of work. So I decided to create. Now this is another one that blows people's minds. Nice little one, all the way up. Oh. Don't tell me you know what you're looking at. You will know what you feel. Yeah. Look in my eyes. Yeah, these are all Ashanti type artifacts. But I'm going to take it to a very great piece up here. Yeah. Look at this one. Wow. Phew. What are you looking at? In ancient metaphysics, Asians will call this one an egun. An egun is a part of the artifacts family that denotes spiritual energies. They represent the families of energies of angels that you could summon to do work for you. Like the Bible says, angels are made for the service of man. So this is one of the procedure that you would use a hegun made from a special type of wood and to inflict wounds in your enemies when they decided to fight you with all the biggest army in the world. And you could use a hegun to evict a certain type of protection. Wow. We're entering the shrine of the Maroon chief. And these are special stones, special effects. Huge pieces of crystal carving here. See? Look at this eyes. Here comes a nose and a mouth. Ooh. This stone that looks very colorful, and when it's wet it's even more brighter in color. It's called Philosopher's Stone. The Philosopher's Stone is very rich in sulfur, the sulfate base, very strong. But the interesting thing about this, all the different type of crystals and different types of interesting rocks, power energy rocks, is bonded in this one stone called Philosopher's Stone. Yeah. You could get color base to make paint because it carries a variety of colors. So occasionally different, you're looking at purple, and you could use that purple to actually color your face. This piece was done by a friend of mine. Sorry to say, it's a little bit rough with some paint on it, but it's done from the special type rock that are found in the Bull Bay area along the freshwater area. This one is one of the most powerful stones in the world. This one. It's a red jasper. This would weigh about somewhere in almost 10 pounds worth of red jasper. It's extremely heavy and carry bonding of crystals in here. And this makes you a very powerful person. If you would Google red jasper and save me to tell you the mystery of that one. But if I would say one line, it is called the Supreme Nurture. Now we're looking over here at craft items were created by the Maroon Paramount Chief. And this is what you call thinking toe. But surprisingly, it's not thinking toe, it's thinking. Means to think. It's actually a brain food from West Africa. We turn them into beautiful bags. You will take this around your neck in a party, and you will have maybe your smoke and your lighter and your whistler inside of this around your neck. It will be accessible to get to them. There are different designs, really. Look at this one. Hello, how you doing? All right, man, I'm cool enough. Unless you're chilling out. Me and Three Finger darking up. Right now, we don't like for the government to go on, but we decide to fight them if they decide to fight. Okay, I hear you. Wow, this is another very nice design. The curry shells and this one is a very famous Jamaican shell. What's the name of it, if I can remember? This piece is promoting 1738. 1738 Maroon, of course. Yeah. I have a number of pieces. This piece we're getting to look at here is a piece of ivory. Beautiful piece of art. Look in his eyes. Beautiful piece of work. It's all made of ivory. When we made these work, we never intend to really sell it, you know. It's for show. So people would come by and try to buy them, and we'll keep changing the prices every time that they wouldn't end up buying it. This is another piece of ivory. Where does ivory come from in Jamaica? Most persons didn't realize that ivory is actually the cow's horn. The horn from the cow is ivory. Wow, look at this. When you're talking ivory, look at this. This is ivory. It's a cow's horn, see? So we cut the pattern in the cow's horn. And this is the seed of a thinking toe. How nice it looks. A Davidic six-pointed star. Six-pointed star. Nicely carved by the Maroon Paramount Chief. We've done a couple of pieces. Another piece here. It doesn't look too bad. All hand carved. So that's what our Maroon Museum is really about. Not so much to sell them, but to show the traditional existence and the usage of calabash and the rest of the natural stuff. These are nicely painted bags from calabash. But we put the artwork on it that is symbolic to the 21st century consciousness in terms of art, right? Yeah. It's a huge piece of crystal here. Look at this one. huge piece. Look at it. This big. Not a huge piece right here. This weighs about 60 pounds. About 60 pounds of quartz crystal naturally found here. Yeah. Up here is pretty rough right now, but this indicates fine wine. When you look at something like this anywhere in the world, indicates fine wine. Now we just had a couple of samples of it, but this is the brand, of course. Wow, this is the brand. The bottle of West African cola wine, Rastology brand. Yeah. Look at this. It says brain enhancer. See? So you see, you can read them. But the yellow line underneath says increasing mental balance for today's mental challenge. We find it a very good product. Yeah. These are some of the interesting pieces of crystal work done by the Paramount Chief. I think this is supposed to be a replica of the Paramount Chief. I don't know if you can find that in it, but see? Maybe help you a little bit to see what we're talking about. Wow. Yeah. Those are all carved in crystal. And finally, the great hank. Huge one. Not much people have seen an ankh looking like this. We're going to say goodbye to all our friends, of course, on Maroon Times TV. This is yours truly, OG Rastology Francis. Great and Maroon Times. Hey, stop by at Three Finger Jack Monument.